Okay, so now we're going to look at here is just setting up a supine neutral spine position. This is a really important position we're going to use in a lot of our kind of postural based exercises. It's a great place to start because the person's going to be grounded in the earth. They're not having to worry too much about balance, kind of too many proprioceptive issues going on. They can really focus on the exercises that we're doing on the floor. So the first thing that I always want to run through is actually how to just set yourself up lying down, and most people would think it's pretty simple, but we want to make sure that everything's lined up before we even start exercises so the muscles are engaging correctly, because even slight differences in how we set up posture can have big changes in the effects of the muscles we're trying to target. So first thing, I always like to start with the feet. So in this kind of supine position, we want to make sure that we have the feet nice and flat on the ground, and a really nice way to kind of know the position that you want to get to, or how to get a nice 90-degree angle here, is if you just take this leg out straight for me. Okay, good. And then we just slide the heel back until the foot goes flat on the floor. Okay, good. That's naturally going to set up a pretty good angle here at the knee, and you can just match that with the other side as well. Alright, so from there, we want to make sure that the feet are aligned in. We know that Liz is a little bit vulgar, so she has the knees that tend to kind of contract into the centre a little bit. So that's going to predispose her feet to kind of evert, so she's naturally going to have her little toe pointing out a bit more. So we probably just want to make sure that's set in. So the little toe is almost lining up with the lateral malleolus here on the foot, and we just do that to the other side. And that's going to be very important, because if we don't do that, it's going to change the effect of the hamstring activation, particularly in exercises like bridges that we'll progress to later down the track. So we want to really get on top of that position straight off the get-go. Now the knee position itself, a really simple way of kind of judging where to put the knees. If you just get your clients, so Liz, and just make your fist and put your fist between the two knees, that's going to line up the knees essentially with the ASIS. And the ASIS, or the sticky addy bony bit of the pelvis, is essentially right over where the acetabulum is, or where the femur sits into the pelvis. So that line coming up through there is generally a hand width apart for the individual. Not my hand width, it'll be your client's, or in this case Liz's hand width apart. Okay. So once we've got the feet set up, then we're going to move into the pelvis. Now what we want to do is we want to settle the pelvis down so it's sitting evenly on the sacrum itself. So the sacrum is that flat triangular bone, that's the base of the spinal column. So a really simple way to do this, you just kind of give your butt a bit of a wiggle, and just want to feel the weight between the left and the right butt cheek, and there's a flat bony bit between the two, and you want to make sure that you're kind of putting your weight into that flat bony bit of the sacrum. Okay, and that's going to make sure that you're evenly distributed between the left side and the right side. We should have then a natural curve in the lower back, so I should be able to slide my fingers kind of underneath. Just move this arm aside a little bit, so there should be just a nice little space there. Everyone's going to have a slightly different curve, but most people, you'll be able to kind of get some fingers, not all under, but you can kind of feel there's a bit of gap there. And someone who's very hyperlordotic or has a big lumbar arch, they'll be very lifted up, like so, and you can get your entire hand under there. If you can get your entire hand under there, that's suggesting that there's some lower back dysfunction, particularly a lordosis, and we want to work on that with our posture exercises coming down in the future. So, little space here, which is cool. Now bring the arms back down. Now we just want to set the shoulders in the right position as well. So what we do here, we just push the shoulders gently down into the floor, and then slide the arms down like you're trying to touch your ankles, and then turn the palms up towards the ceiling. When we turn the palm towards the ceiling, that's going to roll the the humerus I should say, up, and it's going to clear that acromial space there, and it's also going to set that scapula a little bit more down into depression, okay? So more of a neutral position to start with. From here, we just tuck the chin a little bit, eyes looking straight up towards the ceiling, so we've got a neutral spine in the cervical aspect, and then we're almost ready to go. From here, once we've got this posture set up, and the client's comfortable with it,